So, here is the ultimate travel hack for America at least. Trader Joe's. What is good, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving a little bit of a practical guide to Japanese omiyage or souvenir culture. But first I want to ask, what do you imagine when I say the word souvenir? Perhaps you imagine some kind of keepsake from a journey that you've been on. You know, something like a t-shirt or a small item like a keychain. Or maybe, you know, some kind of handmade local good from wherever it was you went. But I have to tell you that the idea of omiyage and sort of souvenir giving culture in Japan is quite different than it is in a lot of other places. And that's what I want to talk about today. Let's get into it. Okay, before I talk about the differences in culture and what is appropriate omiyage and what is not, I want to say please go ahead and give a souvenir to the like button and drop some omiyage with the subscribe button if you are so inclined. Oh, just one other short announcement. I've gotten a lot of subscribers recently. Thank you so very much. I've gotten this boost of brand new subscribers. But this channel has actually been around for a little over 2 years now, and it's been small for a long time, but I pretty much put out a video every single week. So I have a lot of older videos that I recommend you go and check out. Just go to my page and click on videos and check out my past content, because I've actually gotten some questions recently from viewers who say, hey, you should do a topic about blah blah blah. And it's a topic that I actually did do maybe like a year and a half ago or something like that. So I recommend you go check out my older content on my page, because YouTube's probably not going to recommend it to you because it's older, it's got not so many views, and it's an old video. So it's probably not just going to pop up organically. Now for that, let's keep going. Now, back to the idea of the keepsake. When I first came to Japan, I had basically just come over on an exchange teaching program, and as part of my orientation materials I was told that I should probably bring some kind of omiyage from my hometown for the teachers that I was going to be working along with. And it was actually kind of stressful for me. What was I going to bring? What was I going to give to these teachers that I was going to be working with for a few years? And in the end, I kind of did what I think pretty much most people in my situation did. I just bought some knickknacks with my city's name on it, like keychains, bottle openers, refrigerator magnets, that kind of thing. But after I'd been in Japan for a while, I came to realize that those poor teachers probably had a junk drawer filled with keychains from all of the foreign English teachers that they'd had to work with over their time. What I really figured out omiyage culture is it's primarily specialty goods of the area that you've been to, and it's almost always food. Now, omiyage serves two main functions. When you go on a trip somewhere, you are bringing back something nice for the people in your office or your schoolroom to enjoy, because you're saying, here, live a little bit vicariously through me. You had to stay here while I took this trip. Here's something nice from that trip. And it also works a little bit like an apology. You know, thanks for covering for me while I was gone. I hope it didn't cause any big troubles because I wasn't around. So here's a little bit of an apology food. Now, Japan makes it really easy, because it's the culture here. It makes it really easy to find the appropriate food and items to give to co-workers or friends back home. First of all, pretty much every train station in a tourist area, plus the shops outside of the train station, plus shops around town, plus the basement sections of department stores are going to have all kinds of options for omiyage that you can buy, and they are conveniently packaged so that each item, each cookie or cake or whatever it is individually wrapped. So when you return to your office or teacher's room, you can go around and you can place one item on each person's desk, Or if there's a dedicated tea area, you can just put the whole box there and maybe a little note and say, please help yourself. Also, the items are very conveniently packaged to be by amounts. You can buy only 7, or you can buy 22, or you can buy 50, however many it is that you need. The problem, of course, arises is if you're coming from a foreign country where the culture isn't the same and you're not going to have all of these neatly packaged items like that. Frankly, coming from America, it's really tough. And we have to remember that in Japan, packaging matters. So you can't just go into your local supermarket and buy a bunch of candy bars, because that's not really going to fly as looking like a gift. So here is the ultimate travel hack for America, at least. Trader Joe's. If you go to Trader Joe's, my wife and I always do our omiyage shopping there because they have somewhat nicer looking items. There's more individually packed things, and that's my definite travel hack for getting omiyage in the States. But now we get to the second main thing that I really want to talk about. Since we've kind of defined what omiyage is and what omiyage isn't, you're going to have to kind of change your mindset about omiyage. Because for me, I was the foreign teacher in the school, and I wanted to see all different parts of Japan, so I did a lot of traveling. And I came to realize that I was buying omiyage all the time and spending all this money, and the other teachers around me don't travel very much. And so I felt like, man, I'm spending all this money and I don't ever really get any kind of omiyage in return, which is absolutely the wrong, selfish attitude to have. You're the one, or in this case, I was the one who went on the trip. I was the one who had fun away from everyone else, and of course I should bring something back to them. So you have to kind of put an attitude shift in your mind, and you just budget omiyage into your travel plans. You just have to plan on having that money to buy something. Now, in terms of choosing what to buy, well, because the omiyage industry is pretty widespread, there's going to be a lot of options in a lot of places. Pretty much everywhere in Japan you will find like some kind of hard butter cookie or some kind of plain looking cakes. And to be honest, you might choose those because they tend to be the cheapest, but everyone knows they're the cheapest and they're not really a specialty of that region in all likelihood. So my number one advice to you is don't cop out and just get the cheapest cookies or the cheapest cakes, whatever you see. Actually figure out what is a specialty of that area and buy that instead. Whether it's shingen mochi in Yamanashi, like unagi pie in Shizuoka, zunda mochi in Sendai, yatsuhashi in Kyoto. Those sorts of things are what you want to get because those are really appropriate for where you went, and they're really things that will be appreciated by the people who could not go on that trip with you. So the last thing about the attitude shift is basically, just be ready to spend that money and spend the time looking for the item that you've decided to buy. Because again, from my own experience, I was pretty upset when I was on my own honeymoon and we were spending a ridiculous amount of time trying to figure out what to buy for my wife's family back in Japan, and I was really resentful because it's like, it's my honeymoon, why am I spending so much damn time figuring out what to buy for people that I barely know? But again, it is the right thing to do, it is the proper thing to do, and if I was going on that honeymoon today, I would have a completely different attitude about it. In fact, those omiyage, through the relationship with my wife's family, those things have been paid back, tenfold in terms of the love and support that we've gotten from her extended family. So don't be resentful of that kind of thing. And it's really a good idea when you have a close friend or you have family in Japan, go ahead and purchase some slightly nicer, some local fresh produce, or if you're at the seashore, get some fresh seafood. Like you go down the peninsula from Yokohama down to Misakiguchi, where they sell, where it's famous for maguro, tuna. get some frozen tuna that has, basically just come off the ships, and send that in a cool truck to your best Japanese friend who's just done a favor for you, that kind of thing. It's worth the money, it's worth the time spent, and it's important to note that pretty much any omiyage place will have those forms ready and available for making those shipments in the cool truck or otherwise. So don't be catchy, as they say here, or like a skinflint or miserly. Go ahead and actually treat the people that are important to you to extra nice omiyage, whether it's fresh fruit or fish or whatever. For your office, get the boxes of treats and locally made like omanju and specialties like that, but don't resent the fact that you have to do this, because you're the one on the trip, you're the one enjoying yourself, and you've left all these people behind, and when they go on a trip, they will do the same for you. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this particular video. This is more of a practical guide, and I could actually go a lot deeper into the topic in terms of like what to buy and how to buy it and what kind of things are appropriate in different parts of Japan. I might make a future video about it. But for the time being, this is just a basic guide for all of you who might be coming to Japan soon and haven't partaken in omiyage culture yet. But thank you so very, very much for watching this particular video, and watch for my future videos. I put out one every single Friday, so look for my content. And again, thanks for watching this one. Peace.